T. Marie, what's the difference between picky and particular? What's the difference?
Well, first of all, they both start with P. But honestly, I think when you're being picky, honestly, that's just what the word you're picking. It's any little thing that's whatever. Like you haven't really sat down and decided. It could be just anything. That's a person that's being picky that just really haven't decided what they actually really want, right? Anything set them off. Well, you too short, you too tall, you do everything. You're too something. It's always too something. But being particular is knowing what you want, and it's like standards, knowing what you want, right, and understanding how that fits in your life and choosing that thing. And it has nothing. And I don't understand how y'all think that that's a problem. Now that's an ego thing because y'all are particular too. I heard your boy say something about skin color. Robert talking about they ain't the right skin. They ain't the right. What are you talking about? That means you like a particular skin color, right?
Okay, that's particular.
Saying that.
You did say I want them to rewind the tape because you said it. I promise you did. You said it. But you did.
At the same time, nobody want no real black motherfucker. That's what I'm saying. Like, no, I'm just messing around. I ain't gonna go.
There's some people who actually do. Shut up, Rob.
Don't make me go left field. I know I ain't saying that, but now if you want me to say
you
that,
did. I promise
I'll
you
make
did.
stuff up on the spot now.
You did.
Yeah.
When you go back and play the tape, you said it. But my point is, there is something specific, right, or a standard that you have, and you know that standard before you start getting out there, whatever that is. The problem is we don't know it, or we don't put it out there, so we start getting out there and be like, I don't want this, or I don't want that. You should kind of know what that is before you start moving. And everybody should be particular. Some people don't want people that's fat. Some people don't want people with a roll. We all have whatever that thing
But if we say that, we say we don't want anybody overweight or a certain structure, then we consider it shallow.
No, well, I mean, there's a bit of shallowness in all of us. We all want somebody that we're attracted to in whatever way. I'll date a big dude. I'll date I will. But that's me. That doesn't mean my friend has to date a big dude or the people that I hang with. That's my choice. Because of what I'm looking for is different than what they're looking for in a partner. And we all are privy to our choices. Nobody's choice is wrong. It just limits your choices. It just limits who you're going to have access to.
Robert, I'm gonna ask you this, Robert. I'm gonna ask Robert this question. All right, Robert, let me ask you a question. I'm gonna go ahead and hit you over the head with this one, brother. Are you color struck, man? Are you color struck right now?
No. I would just say that just to make fun of her because she said I said something about a certain skin complexion and all that right there. Like, I like them light, bright, and you know what I mean? I like them dark skin, I like them brown skin. I don't really have a problem like that. I don't know where she got that from, but that's why I say, what, I'm gonna go ahead and agree to that. You know what I mean? But I don't think I said that.
You didn't say one color, you just said a color. When they go back and play the tape, they'll find it.
And what is it?
When they go back and edit it, I want Eric to find it, and I want him to pull it out because I promise you it's there.
Okay. And if it's there, and guess what? Like, I'm gonna explain it to you, but I bet you any money if it's there, it's not the way you say it.
And then I'm gonna send you my cash app because I like money. I like money. So let me go ahead and send you my cash app right now. I promise you, when you go back and play it, it's gonna be near the end. I promise. Listen. One thing I don't do is bet on nothing I'm not sure of, and I'm 100% sure of that. And so y'all may have missed it, but go back when he go back. It wasn't in a derogatory way, but wait till you'll hear it.
So in other words, if it wasn't in a derogatory way, then most likely you saying it in a wrong way. Cause the way you're saying I said it is kind of derogatory. Like I only date a certain color.
No, I didn't say you.
I'm
gonna wait.
Hey, so look, check this out. So this is probably one of the biggest things that women are, especially I think sometimes the women may question or not. And T. Marie, you can help me out with this one. Robert, when it comes to women, do finances really matter to you?
That's a good question.
But not, yeah and no. You know what I mean? Because, as I said before, just because you don't make $100,000 a year doesn't mean you won't be a good partner for me. You know what I mean? So if you make $30,000-$40,000 a year and I make, you know what I mean, what I make, hey, we put that together, we got us something, you know what I mean? However, I don't feel that you should come into a relationship. I don't feel like you should not bring anything to the table. You know what I mean? Because if you only bring in cake and ice cream, and I don't really want that all the time, I'm not even gonna want it at all if you don't got nothing else to go with it. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying, if you're not bringing anything to the table, then that's a problem. You don't have to match what I make. You know what I mean? But I want you to be able to contribute something.
Okay. Define when you say you don't have to bring anything. What's the minimum a woman should bring to the table? Because that's kind of vague. Whenever men say we don't bring anything to the table, what is that particular thing? We still can't really figure out what is that. So what is the minimum that they have to bring?
Okay. And I can dig it. So the thing is, I feel like if you're living on welfare, like I make over $100,000 a year. You know what I mean? Why would I date someone who's living on welfare? They bringing something to the table. It's the check from the government. You know what I mean? So with that said, I can't say you got something to say. So what I'm saying is, when I say bring something to the table, like reasonably you will know I'm saying you got to have something. You can't be bringing the bare minimum and expect me to take care. At that point, you're my child. And if you're my child, I'm not going to consider you as a partner because I take care of you. And if I don't consider you as a partner, then you make no rules. Matter of fact, you may not even have a key to the house. You know what I mean? So the point I'm trying to make is you got to bring something to the table in order to have a fair shake. Like you can't expect me to give you a fair shake when I got to take care of you like my son.
So if you have to take care of her wholly and fully, if you have to fully take care of her, she has no decision making, or she's not considered in the decision making. She have nothing that she can say.
Now I'm gonna consider her in the decision making, but is she gonna be able to say, "No, we're going to eat tonight. We're going out tonight"? No, you can't say that. You ain't got no money. No, you better cook. Like, come on.
Okay.
Oh, you know what, baby? I'm tired of this car. I want to go trade it and get another. No, hell no, you ain't. You ain't paying no note. So that's what I mean by that. You know what I mean? Like, what can you, like, at what point, most things that you talk about, most things going to be that you got to come together on a partnership is going to be financial based.
And that's the question. That was the question I was going to ask. Does it always have to be money? Right?
No, it don't. It don't.
Right. Does it always? What else? So for you, Robert, what else outside of money does a woman need to have in order to be, compatible with you, for you guys to become, a team? What does she have to have?
Well, see, the thing is, I'm not saying she have to have a lot of money to be on my team. You know what I mean? But what I am saying,
what if she's broke, Robert? What if she doesn't have any?
What else can she possess that would make you choose her as a partner?
What equals the playing field is the chemistry that we can have, the bond we can share. Like I said, I like to go out places. I like to go to concerts. I like to go, to live events. I like to go to sport events. Like, I like to enjoy my life. If I can't really take you with me to do those things, it's going to be a cutoff anyway. I don't care how much money you got or how less money you got. I'm not going to really deal with you because I can't take you anywhere. So I have dealt with a situation in relationships before where I couldn't take the female anywhere because she was so jealous. Now, she made a little money and she was a good girl, but if I can't take you nowhere, then I'm gonna leave you at home. So, you know what I mean? If you're at home, then 9 times 10, we're not gonna be together like that, So it's not really money based with me. That's why I say she don't have to make $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. She don't really have to make a whole lot of money, but I do want you to bring something to the table. So I don't want you to come talking about you on your damn knees and I got to take care of you. We ain't gonna go nowhere that way either. You know what I mean? Because at that point, I can go have fun with myself. You know what I mean? Like, if that's the case, but if she got a little something that we can go together, of course, it's a partnership with a give and take thing. You know what I mean? I don't buy the tickets, the plane ticket, and all that right here. We get that. She might buy the drinks. You know what I mean?
So I'm gonna ask both you and Mark, even though this is not my shit, but I want to ask both of y'all as men. Can a woman come to you, like you said, on welfare? Can she come to you and have nothing or not in the best financial position, right, and still have value to you as a man?
I would say this. I'll say this for me, right? Outside of the money factor, I would definitely say one of the major things she must have is balance, right? Balance meaning that being able to go through relationships in life and not get flustered to a point where it becomes a issue between her and I, right? Balancing the fact that knowing that we're going to have hard times, are you going to be able to think logically so we can come up with the solution, or are you going to be logical, right? So for me, anything that superseding the money, you would have to show to me that you are balanced, compatible, flexible, and willing to learn as much as I am as well. That's what I would probably say.
What about for you, bro?
Okay, well, I'm glad you asked. I'm glad I get my turn on this right here. Cause mine ain't nothing like his. I can tell you that right here. No, see, the thing is, like, it's not really about money. So, just because she don't have money, she can still bring something to the table. But in most cases, she's not going to be able to bring the relationship and the stability that I want in our relationship to the table. You know what I mean? But she can still have good values. Like, she'll be a great friend to talk to here and there. You know what I mean? Or we may be able to go out sometime. You know what I mean? But do I think she's going to add to my life? Like, I'm going to add to hers? Absolutely not. You know what I mean? And I think at that point, you kind of, there's an imbalance there. You know what I mean? So if there's an imbalance, a lot of times decision making is going to be imbalanced as well. So, but I meet great women that don't make a lot of money, and doesn't mean that they're not great women. And just because she don't make a lot of money, I don't mean I'm not gonna give her a chance. But if she ain't making no money, then I'm probably ain't gonna give her a chance because I gotta pay for everything. But shit, you ain't gonna go find no man that you gotta pay for everything, are you?
I'm not gonna do this. It's a whole other show. It's a whole other show. I can go.
I bet it is. You ain't going out there on Peach Street trying to find nobody.
And see, I think it worked. I think my answer is definitely geared more toward the give and take, the cycle theory. What I mean by cycle theory, meaning that even though on the financial end she may not be able to check the box in that area, and those areas that I did mention before, that actually gives you as a man, well, I can just say for me, it gives you more of a motivation to be a better provider, a better man, a better etc. And then she becomes a better nourisher, a better whatever you need her to be, just by having that simple thing. I guess that's why I say it works itself out, because I don't care what a guy says. I hear it a lot, and I stand on this. I definitely stand on this point. No matter how much of an ego we have, no matter how much of masculinity we have, at the end of the day, 99.9% of the things that we do is because of women, to attract women.
Right.
If we went for basketball shorts and Hondas, we would ride and wear. But the fact that it looked good for the women, we're going to upgrade to the V8, whatever, convertible.
Right.
With no money, with some guys with no money in our pocket, but looking good.
Right.
So
because it's something that a woman brings to you as a man, because you have to understand, never forget that we are from you all, okay? We are pulled from you, so we are part of you. So we compliment you. We compliment you. So it is most men that they have major peace and major success that haven't gotten it to do sports or whatever, usually have gotten it because there was a great woman by their side, not necessarily just taking care of them, but kind of pouring into them the things that they need as a woman to make the man, have peace, have comfort, have their ego, have their love, have their nurture, those things that we are to you outside of money. Because if we have money, just like you said, if we ain't peaceful, you can forget it, right?
Right.
Right. If I'm bringing everything to the table, if I'm not being your peace, if I'm not making your the space that we're in more peaceful, a resting place for you, a place that you know that you're needed, that you wanted, that you're appreciated, then you don't want to be there anyway. And that's how most often men get with women who don't have anything, quote unquote, because they make them feel appreciated. And because they feel appreciated, they're willing to do more for them because we appreciate that.
Yeah, and then also just one more point real quick. I'm going to say this. I don't think women realize that in order for us to become, of course, our own personal work, but in order for us to even be a better provider, a better listener, a better man, she has to create a peaceful environment. We can't operate in chaos, right? It's virtually impossible for men to work in chaos. And I don't think that a lot of women realize that if you just be accountable for your part, if it works out or not, at least you know you can say, hey, I did the best I could do, and not always wait on somebody else to do what you're supposed to be already do. You should do what you need to do out of the gate, right? You should be the person you should be without someone having to tell you to do it, etc. But my point, before I go on a tangent, but my point is that that's the most important. You know, we always say peace, fellas. In order for us to have peace, we got to also create peace as well. It's a cycle. I definitely want to say that, because you know everybody doesn't deserve peace if they're creating chaos. So we can definitely move on for that one. So let me ask you a question, MC. T. Marie, do you have any more additional questions you would like to ask Robert or me from a woman's perspective?
From a woman's perspective, I think we as women are just they're really trying to figure out what it is that you all want, because we're hearing so many different stories. And I try to coach women and let them know that every man is different, right? Every man has a different want, different need, and different desire. And just because a man has one desire doesn't make him terrible and another man has, it's just not for you. But they're trying to generalize what it is that men want from women. And is it a general thing or is it specific to each man?
Robert, what do you think?
Well, I personally think women don't want what's general. You know what I mean? Because hey, really listen. Because you know every woman is not like you. So with that said, like I said before, you can meet a woman and she swear they want this, that, or the other. Then they get that and they don't really want that. They want, oh hell no, you ain't bringing enough money in. Go back on the road. You know what I mean? So you know, I don't just think women can be put in a category and say, oh y'all are general. I don't think y'all just general. You know what I mean? I think y'all are different. Like, you know what I mean? So it's hard for women that want different things at different times to say they want one particular thing in a man. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because that thing's gonna change because they gonna change. You know what I mean? Or the woman is gonna change. You know. So in other words, you said you all trying to figure out what a man wants. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
is it a general thing or is it person specific?
I think no men and women are not general, so therefore I feel like when it boils down to it, you're gonna want something different than she gonna want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so with that said, it's kind of hard to put it in one nutshell and say men and generally this is what we want. But for me, and if I'm gonna speak for other men, I would say the first thing you can give us is compatibility. You know what I mean? Like you got to, you know what I mean, be that person that I can trust, I can talk to, I can lean on, you know what I mean? I can discuss my problem with, because men, we hold a lot of things in already, you know what I mean? So therefore, if you're built like men, we normally, we are solvers. You know what I mean? You give us a problem, or you tell us about your day, we trying to solve the problem. And we think it's something we trying to solve. Sometimes you just may need to hear. You know what I mean? However, with that said, men mostly are strong individuals that try to take care of everything themselves, so they don't normally have someone they can confide in and talk to. So be that person. You be that person first, then now you can form a friendship, and from that friendship, you get all the things you want. You know what I mean? So
okay, so I was just kind of jot some things down when she was asking this. Okay, so me and Robert. Okay, so we on this particular question. So let's see if we can agree on this then, Robert. This can be general because we both have our own specific things, right? As individuals with two different people. So let's just say, for instance, would we say the most general thing we probably want from a woman would be understanding what we go through, understanding how we operate, understanding that's one. I think that's general. I think we both can agree on that, right?
Yeah. I can agree with that.
I'm writing this down. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
All right. So also I said a good listener.
Right.
Would you agree?
That's what just what I mentioned, right?
Did say that.
A good listener. So we would say someone that's understanding, the one that's a good listener, and the ability to stand in the gap, right? Ooh. So I would say the ability to stand in the gap is huge because we're gonna come up with challenges as men and women and as together as a couple, right? So standing in the gap will also be able to say, you know what? It's hard for us right now, or it's hard right now in the situation, but I'm gonna ride with you, right? I'm gonna ride with you through this, right? And I think sometimes that in dating, right? I think from our point of view, and help me if you agree or disagree, Robert. From our point of view, because the accessibility of social media and everything else, women now are a lot less to stay in the gap because there are other choices, right? You got guys in the inboxes, you know what I mean? If Robert don't act right, or Robert do the wrong thing, turn his head to the left, but he's supposed to turn to the right, Joe Blow in my inbox, he gonna be able to take care of that because Robert can't hold his head straight. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I think that's missing, right? And so I think, and as we're talking and as I'm talking this through, those two things are definitely can be general, but I think the main thing that's really missing is that, and again, I want to preface to say not every woman should be dealing with bullshit, right? Mm-hmm. But I definitely say that there is not a lot of women that are most likely standing the gap, that stays in the gap during those times like they used to. I'm just being honest. They put the parachute on and out before you even know it. So I would probably say
my feet hurt now. Our feet hurt now. Y'all done had us standing for so long. Our damn feet hurt. We out. Damn feet. We've been standing in the gap for so damn long and taking care. Right. You know what? I mean, for real, we've accepted so many other things for a long time that now you're right. Women don't have to accept. But what happens in that situation, it becomes a character thing. You have to start remembering to start dating outside of looks. Of course, you want somebody that's attractive to you, but you also have to start. Hard. Yeah, but you also have to, that's not true. But but you also have to start dating for character. So if not, now you're making a choice. Either you want looks, right, and they might or may not stand in the gap, or you want a woman that you know is gonna stand in the gap. And some of us are cute that stand in the gap. Now all of us ain't messed up. But but what I'm saying is, you have to start looking for what it is that you need and not look for what it is that you want all the time. You have to assess your needs and your wants and then figure out how to make that balance and what's important. If you know standing in the gap is important, then big booty might not stand in the gap, but you just need to find out if she do or if she don't. You know what I'm saying? Right. You need to just find it out.
Yeah, them big booty girls, man, they hard, man. They hard to deal with.
Don't stand in the gap. She got too many niggas in the stand.
What's up with that? but I can definitely.
You gotta get us little booties. We stand right in the gap, just like that.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Yeah, they'll slide right on up in there. But no,
too, goddamn. Man, they say that too. Though I heard you get in there like, hey, shit. Someone's cute and was standing in the gap. Like, hey, all right, I see you.
Right. So with that, so here's a question I got for you, T. Marie, as far as the women thing, right? Would you agree or disagree that at this let's just say 40 or above, right? Do you think that which goes back to the standing the gap part, do you feel that you guys' patience is a lot less than it was, say, when you were younger? Why does the patience change? Like, that's one of the things that we see, because I know younger, just experiencing younger women and also older women, just while doing my dating escapades, as I would say, it seems to me that women that are around my age, their patience is so thin. Like what is the source of that? What do you think the source of that is?
Because we've made up our mind what we want and what we don't want. People, you've been through life, you've done life, you've made your mistakes, you've made your choices. And at this point, oftentimes you also know how you would like to play out the rest of your life. Or at least you have an idea. And so when it doesn't look like that, or somebody comes playing games, nobody has time to waste, right? After 40, you know what I'm saying? You don't have time to waste. Time at any stage in life is your most important asset, okay? And so that's one of the things that you don't have time to give away with somebody who's just playing with you. So as a grown person, as a grown man or a man of our age, we expect you to know what you're coming for too. And if you don't, go somewhere. Like, we're too old, and we reach a point where we're too old, not old, I won't say age. You should be at a stage, right, that you have what you know you want your life to look like. I see your head. That you should know what you want your life to look like, and we just don't want to be wasting time. We don't have time to waste time. We're on. If you don't want to do right, on to the next. Like, let me figure out something else to do. But outside of wasting my time with somebody who don't, want to be there or haven't decided what they want, no, don't quit playing. Mm-hmm. I see your head was tilted, Robert. You had something you want to say.
Yeah. Let me cock that thing. Let me cock that thing real quick. You know what I mean? So, first of all, I feel like it's unfair to be asking T. Marie that, because we know T. Marie is not 40. You know what I mean? So she throwing it out there. Now she telling us what other people ideas is and stuff like that, because she ain't made there yet. Let me start off by saying that. Then second of all, it goes right back to what she just said right at first. At her place in life at this moment, you know what I mean? She's being particular. You know what I mean? So that's basically what she just said. In a nutshell, she just said she's particular. In a nutshell, she said at this point of her life, at her age, you should already know what the hell you want. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, I'm gonna be a little less patient, because if you ain't got what particularly I'm looking for, you just keep on pushing.
And ain't nothing wrong with that.
Right back to the
ain't nothing wrong with that.
Successful woman, don't it?
It does not go back to, you can't equate the two. That has nothing to do with me being independent. It's just me knowing exactly what I want. What does that have to do with me being independent?
Because most non-independent women think they know what they want, but don't know.
Everybody should know. There's a point.
Don't be trying to punch on her either.
Gotta be there. Okay.
Hey, I gotta tell my son that, he be boxing and stuff like that. He come get the boxing gloves, so he got a little friend here today, little friend here today or whatever. So I don't want him to give her the glove. He got the glove that they want. So I gotta tell him that. You know what I mean?
Well, teach them how raise them how they're supposed to be raised. Exactly. Raise them how they're supposed to be raised. But going back to what you're saying, particular has nothing to do with me being independent, and independent has nothing to do with me being particular, right? Those are two different entities when it comes to describing me as a woman, or anybody as a person, or a woman or man or whatever. Being particular, knowing what we want, has nothing to do with the fact that I'm taking care of what I need to take care of. I gotta take care of what I gotta take care of, period. but I'm also particular about what I'm going to do, who I'm going to do it with, what time I'm going to give away. I'm particular about that because my time is not set up to be wasted. And y'all will waste a girl's time. You will do it.
How do we waste your time? What ways do you waste your time?
Because you will be with her, you will hang with her, be with her, sleep with her, lead her to, you know, a whole bunch of different beliefs, knowing that she's not the one, knowing that she's looking for, if y'all have had that conversation prior to, knowing what she's looking for, but understanding that she's not what you're looking for. And you will still stay there with her. You will still sleep with her. You will still go to dinner with her, even her, spend time with her, let her get her feelings wrapped up, whatever, because we do understand that as women, the more time we spend with someone, men too, but not as much, the more time we spend with someone, the more attracted we become and attached we become to that person. But that person may not see you in the same light, but yet you will still spend time with me. Correct?
Right, but see,
Correct?
but we're both to blame for that, though, T. Marie. You can't put it on males.
So correct, right? And that's
Right.
what I said, because
Right.
we are both accountable for what we do.
Right.
It is for me to say, yeah, no, thank you. I'm not going
Right.
to continue to do this. I'm going to let you
Right.
have this, and I'm going to go over and do this. Now that I have decided that I will not let you waste my time, now I'm being particular and independent. No, I'm choosing not to waste my time. I'm choosing not to waste my time.
Okay. So let me ask you this real quick. This is not gonna be. It is not even a long question. Do you think you'll be less particular if you was unsuccessful?
No, I haven't always been successful.
No, I'm asking because, you know, we just discussed you haven't always been your age either, right?
Correct.
So with that said, as you get older, you'll get more particular because now you know what you want, right? As you get older, normally comes success, right? So when your success change with your age, like, you know what I mean?
No, it doesn't.
I'm just talking about you. I'm just talking about you
For
particularly.
me,
Yeah, I'm talking about for you particularly.
success has not changed. But I've had ups and downs. I've had some highs when I was younger. I've owned salons and stuff like that. Then I've had some lows after a divorce. You know what I'm saying? And then I've had some, you know, highs and lows. And you know, I just know how to. My bounce back game is not a joke. But no matter what stage I've been at in life, I've still been particular about the people that I spend time with. Not just men, but friends and business partners. Like I'm particular about that because my time is my most treasured resource, more so than my money. So if I waste all my time here with something that I know is not going to benefit or reciprocate in any possible way, then I'm giving away something I could never get back. And I don't. And now that I'm older and my time is shorter, right? I really am particular now because I know what I want and what I'm looking for in a partnership, right?
So your particular got even particular as you got older.
That has nothing to do with my money, right? But that doesn't have anything to do with my money.
Well, I'm gonna give you some pushback. It may not do anything with your money, but I'm gonna say the vast majority of women, because they don't date down, money is a factor. Women do not date down. They don't date down.
Is that right?
The more success they get, they're gonna make sure that the guy is equal or greater than the success they've reached. They not too many women pull back down now. So
I will hesitantly agree with that.
Right, because you don't date down.
Yeah, I don't date too much potential. I will date somebody that doesn't have as much as me as if I can see their game plan. But they will have to lay me out a game plan. Like I will, because I believe in investing in someone that you know wants to, because it could just be circumstances of life. But I ain't finna be just wasted. Now, I might be wrong for this too. I won't date a person who don't have their own place. I won't.
You won't.
Not if you living with your mama. I know that's probably wrong.
That's such a double standard.
I know that's wrong.
No. To your defense. Okay. I would definitely say there's nothing wrong with that, because any man that probably lives with his family If you're dating, you gather information, he's most likely not be able to handle a family of his own. So I can
There's some rebuilding that he needs to do. And I just think in rebuilding stages, nothing's wrong with that, but you should be rebuilding, because when you're talking about getting with somebody, you should be able to be an asset to that person's situation. Okay. So when you're coming and you're talking about, well, I'm building and I'm trying to do this, I'm being like,
all that trying ain't moving. All right, all that trying ain't moving. Hey, I totally agree with you on that, but I feel like you hit the smallest part. You know what I mean? Like there's other steps that I know you probably have that cause at first you're gonna say like he's got to have the potential. So you know what I mean? He may not make as much more than you or have to make more than you, but he has to be making up there. Was that what you're about to say?
No, what I'm saying is that he has to have the ability to make something out of himself, to do something with himself, to be an asset. You can't be just laying around not doing nothing, like, oh, I ain't got no job, I ain't got no job, I ain't got no ideas, I don't have nothing I want to do. Like, you have no ambition whatsoever. No.
So how much money are you saying that he had to be making?
I'm saying,
I'm not gonna let you get off of that, right?
This is what I'm saying. He has to be taking care of himself and his responsibilities fully without missing a beat. Whatever that is, okay? So if you need to take care of a child, your mortgage, your house, or your rent, or your car, or whatever that is, you need to be being able to do that.
So $20,000 a year good for you.
If that takes care of your stuff, I don't know about that. But if that takes care of I don't know where you living for $20,000. I don't know what kind of lifestyle you living for $20,000. You see what I'm saying? You can't, you can't do that.
Right. But as long as it's enough to take care of his stuff, that's what you said, right?
As long as he can take care of himself, right?
So $20,000, if he can take care of himself,
I don't.
You good with that?
I don't see where $20,000 is gonna take care of anybody.
But
because you can't. What kind of house?
I don't know. If you live in Atlanta and he lives in Collard Green County, Georgia, which is 45 minutes outside of Atlanta, he might be.
I'm from Hickman, Kentucky, where there are a total of less than 3,000 people, and you can't live off of $20,000 there, and the rent might be $600-700. I'm not sure, but you know what I'm saying. You can't.
Well, here's the part where y'all mess up. This is where y'all mess up at.
Here you go. Let's
tell where y'all mess up at.
Where?
At the tender age of 30, I'm gonna say 37 and up, right? You guys have so much hope, and he has so much potential to be blah blah blah. Okay, listen. Here's the weird part about it. If a man 45 years old, if he ain't reached what he's supposed to, I hate to say this, but there's a large percentage he'll never get there.
You don't think he'll get there?
Because there's habits that have been created through his life that help him not get there.
Yep.
So what makes a woman think at 50 or 45 to 50 that he's gonna have the ability to rise above where he is when he ain't did it for 30, 40 years already? That's what y'all mess up.
That's fantasy hope, playing them games.
Right.
Like,
and let me tell you, so what happens is y'all run into this, right? Y'all run into this cycle, right? And then guess what happens? Here's this big old paintbrush, and then everybody else gets pushed into that. You know what I mean?
But we all do it, men. We all do that based on our experience and choices. Because y'all do the same thing.
We do.
Younger girls or big booty girls, and they don't want to do nothing, and they not bringing us to the table, but all they bringing is sex. But they fussing all the time and not doing this and not doing that. And now those experiences that you've had with those women, you start doing the same, painting us all the same. And as individuals, we have to be very conscious about not doing that. Every relationship, every person you meet should have a fresh start. If they don't, then you have some work to do internally before you start dating again. Because you have to be able to give everybody the ability to have a fresh start that has nothing to do with somebody that was in your past or your past experiences. Because if not, that means your past experiences are painting and tainting the people that are coming, after that. So if you're not able to push that aside, me, you, anybody, if we're not able to bring that other stuff to this next person, we don't need to date yet. We got some hurt, some feelings we need to work out, some things we need to find out about us before we start and bring that stuff on a new person.
But is it safe to say?
Go ahead, and make your statement. Then,
okay. Is it safe to say that it's a double standard when it comes to women and men? Women won't accept a woman that don't make that much, or can't really make it on her own, live with her mom, need a little help here and there. But with a man, you can't accept that from a man.
It's double, yeah, that's a double standard, but it's all type of double standards that we do just because we're men and women. We have expectation of men and expectation of women. And so with those expectations, we don't expect them to cross. We have individual expectations for men and women that we expect things to happen. So that creates a double standard. Just like if we start sleeping with all these different men, and it's not looked upon like you all when you're sleeping with different women. And I'm gonna leave that there because I know there's some things that you need to wrap up or whatever, but that's a whole nother topic too. But yes, there's always going to be, we need to understand that there's always going to be double standards.